Are you eating protein every day thinking it's making you stronger, when in reality it might be slowly destroying your kidneys? For millions of people, especially those dealing with high blood pressure, diabetes, or just getting older, this is the hidden danger no one talks about. Kidney damage often doesn't cause pain in the early stages, so most people have no idea it's happening until it's too late. Here's what makes it worse. Many of the foods we think are healthy, the ones we've trusted for years, can actually put a huge strain on your kidneys. And every bite could quietly push you closer to serious problems down the road. But here's the good news. You don't need to give up protein. In fact, choosing the right proteins can protect your kidneys, give you steady energy, and even help slow down kidney disease. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the 6 protein sources you absolutely need to avoid if you want to protect your kidneys. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll also share one simple daily habit that can keep your kidneys healthy for years to come. Let's get started. 1. Processed meats. Processed meats are everywhere. They're cheap, they taste good, and they're so easy to grab on the go. Bacon sizzling in the pan for breakfast, hot dogs at a ball game, pepperoni on a pizza, sausages on the grill at a family barbecue. These foods feel like part of our lives. They bring comfort, convenience, and flavor that many of us have grown up with. But here's the harsh truth you need to know. Processed meats are some of the worst enemies of your kidneys, and the damage they cause can silently build for years before you even realize it. Why are they so harmful? It comes down to what's hiding inside them. Processed meats are loaded with sodium, nitrates, and phosphate additives. These are not just flavor enhancers or preservatives. They are toxic burdens that your kidneys have to deal with every single time you eat them. Every slice of bacon, every hot dog, every bite of sausage is like dropping a salt bomb into your system. Your blood pressure spikes, your blood vessels get stiffer, and your kidneys are forced to filter harder than they were ever meant to. Over time, this relentless strain scars the delicate filters inside your kidneys, the tiny nephrons that work day and night to keep your blood clean. Think about it this way. Your kidneys are like the filter in a coffee machine. When you pour in clean water, that filter works smoothly for years. But imagine pouring in salty, dirty, chemical-filled water day after day. The filter starts clogging, breaking down, and eventually it can't do its job anymore. That's exactly what happens inside your body when you keep feeding it processed meats. The danger is that kidney damage doesn't hurt in the early stages. There's no warning sign like a sharp pain or burning sensation. You might feel perfectly fine, even healthy. But silently, in the background, those little filters are being damaged beyond repair. By the time you finally notice the symptoms, swelling in your legs, fatigue, changes in urination, a huge part of the damage has already been done. And here's the most frightening part. Once kidneys are badly damaged, they don't heal. You can't just fix them with a pill or a quick treatment. At best, you can slow things down. At worst, you'll be looking at dialysis or even a kidney transplant. And all of this, just because of foods we've been told are normal, harmless, even fun. Processed meats also have another hidden danger. The nitrates and phosphates used to preserve them don't just strain your kidneys. Studies show they can harm your heart, your blood vessels, and even raise your risk of certain cancers. So it's not just your kidneys at risk. Your whole body pays the price. When you see them piled high in the deli case or sizzling on the grill, it's easy to forget that what looks delicious could be silently working against your health. Now I get it. These foods are everywhere. They're affordable, they're convenient, and they're often connected to moments we enjoy. Family cookouts, parties, or just a quick meal when we're busy. Saying no to bacon or hot dogs can feel like giving up comfort. But here's what you need to ask yourself. Is that short moment of flavor really worth risking your kidneys, your independence, and your future? Protecting your kidneys isn't about giving up everything you love. It's about making smarter choices that give your body a fighting chance. There are so many healthier protein options out there that don't overload your kidneys with salt and chemicals. Lean, fresh meats, plant-based proteins, or even simple home-cooked alternatives can give you the flavor you want without putting your health on the line. Every time you swap out processed meats for something cleaner, you're giving your kidneys the break they desperately need. So the next time you're tempted by bacon, sausage, or a quick hot dog, remember this. Every bite is a decision. Every bite is either pushing your kidneys closer to failure or pulling them back toward health. You have the power to decide, and the first step is simple. Say no to processed meats and say yes to your kidneys, your heart, and your future. 2. Red meat. Let's talk about red meat. For years, many of us have grown up believing that red meat is the ultimate source of strength. Steak on the grill, beef stew, pork chops on Sunday dinners. These foods have been symbols of energy, power, and even family tradition. And yes, red meat is loaded with protein, iron, and other nutrients. But here's the truth nobody really tells you. For your kidneys, red meat is a nightmare. When you eat red meat, your body has to break it down, and that process creates a huge amount of acid and waste byproducts. Your kidneys are the filters that work day and night to clear out this waste. And when you flood them with too much, they're forced into overdrive. Imagine running a car engine non-stop at high speed. At first, it seems fine, but over time, the wear and tear adds up until something breaks. That's exactly what happens inside your body when you overload it with red meat. On top of that, red meat is packed with iron and saturated fat. While iron is important in small amounts, too much can lead to oxidative stress. Basically, it's like rust forming inside your body. And saturated fat doesn't just affect your heart. It triggers inflammation in your blood vessels and in your kidneys themselves. This double hit of oxidative stress and inflammation quietly damages the delicate structures inside your kidneys. You don't feel pain right away. There are no warning lights like in a car, but the damage builds silently, year after year. Research backs this up. Studies show that people who eat a lot of red meat are much more likely to develop kidney disease over time. And for those who already have kidney issues, maybe you've been told your kidney function is a little low, or you're managing diabetes or high blood pressure, eating red meat is like throwing gasoline on the fire. It speeds up the progression of damage, making it harder and harder for your kidneys to do their job. That's why doctors often advise patients with kidney problems to cut back drastically or even remove red meat completely from their diets. Here's the thing. Red meat is what I like to call a short-term energy, long-term damage food. Sure, you might feel full, satisfied, and energized after a steak or burger, but behind the scenes, your kidneys are paying the price. Every time you eat it, you're asking your kidneys to work overtime. And kidneys don't regenerate or heal easily the way some other organs do. Once they're damaged, it's very difficult to get that function back. That's why being mindful today can make a massive difference for your health tomorrow. Now, does this mean you can never touch red meat again? Not necessarily. For some people with healthy kidneys and no risk factors, having a small portion once in a while might not cause immediate harm. But if you're serious about protecting your kidneys, especially if you're over 40 or you already have conditions like diabetes or high blood pressure, then cutting way back on red meat or replacing it with kidney-friendly protein sources could be one of the most powerful steps you can take. Think of it like making a smart investment. Giving up some red meat today could save you from years of dialysis, hospital visits, or serious health struggles down the road. So the next time you're about to reach for that juicy steak or double cheeseburger, pause and think about what's really at stake. It's not just a meal. It's your kidney health, your energy, and your future. Your kidneys deserve better than to be overloaded with something that looks tasty now but could cost you dearly later. And the best part? There are healthier, delicious alternatives out there that give you the protein your body needs without putting this kind of stress on your kidneys. We'll get into those soon, but first, let's keep going and uncover the other hidden protein sources that might be doing even more damage than you realize. Let's make this moment sacred together. Leave a simple dot, a word, or a wish for your healing, and know that tonight, I'll breathe and meditate with you in spirit. Our hearts, though distant, can still beat in rhythm when we choose to rise together. 3. Canned beans and packaged legumes. Beans are one of those foods that most people instantly think of as healthy. And the truth is, beans really are a powerhouse of nutrition when they're fresh and prepared the right way. They're full of fiber, plant-based protein, and important minerals that can support your overall health. But here's where it gets tricky. The beans you buy in a can or a ready-to-eat package are not the same as the beans you cook fresh at home. They may look similar, but what's hiding inside those cans can make a huge difference, especially if you're trying to protect your kidneys. Most canned beans are loaded with salt and chemical additives, particularly something called phosphate additives. Manufacturers add these ingredients so the beans can last longer on store shelves, look more appealing, and taste a bit more flavorful right out of the can. But while these shortcuts are great for the companies making them, they're not so great for your kidneys. Too much sodium is one of the worst things for kidney health because your kidneys are the organs responsible for filtering it out of your blood. When there's too much sodium coming in day after day, your blood pressure rises, and your kidneys are forced to work harder than they should. Over time, this constant pressure weakens them, making it more likely that kidney function will decline. The phosphate additives are another hidden danger. These chemicals are used to preserve texture and color, but your body absorbs them far more easily than the natural phosphorus found in fresh foods. For someone with healthy kidneys, this still isn't ideal, but for someone who already has kidney stress, diabetes, or high blood pressure, it's a ticking time bomb. High phosphate levels in your blood can lead to bone problems, heart disease, and further kidney damage. And the scary part is, most people have no idea it's happening until it's too late. Now, does this mean you should give up beans completely? Absolutely not. Beans can still be an incredible part of a kidney-friendly diet if you prepare them the right way. Instead of grabbing the canned version, take a little extra time to cook them at home. It's actually simpler than most people think. You just soak the beans overnight in water, drain them, and then cook them with fresh water. This simple step can wash away a lot of the natural compounds that make beans harder to digest, while also avoiding all the unnecessary sodium and additives you'd find in the packaged kind. And trust me, your kidneys will thank you for making the switch. If you absolutely must use canned beans because of convenience, there's still something you can do to reduce the damage. Make sure to rinse them thoroughly under running water before cooking or eating them. Studies have shown that rinsing canned beans can wash away a good amount of the extra sodium, though not all of it. It's not as good as starting with fresh beans, but it's definitely better than doing nothing at all. Here's the bigger picture. Kidney health is not just about avoiding obvious junk foods like chips, soda, or fast food. Sometimes the foods that look healthy on the surface can be just as dangerous, depending on how they're processed. And canned beans are a perfect example of this hidden trap. By paying attention to these small details, like how your beans are prepared, you're taking powerful steps toward protecting your kidneys in the long run. Remember, every small choice adds up. The food you put in your body today is either helping your kidneys heal or pushing them closer to damage. And when it comes to something as serious as your kidneys, every choice matters. So, the next time you're in the grocery store and you're tempted to grab that quick can of beans, pause for a second. Think about the extra salt, the phosphate additives, and the stress they'll put on your kidneys. Then, imagine the difference it could make if you spent just a little more time soaking and cooking fresh beans at home. That small change could be one of the reasons your kidneys stay strong and healthy for years to come. Protein powders and shakes. Protein powders and shakes are one of the biggest surprises for people when it comes to kidney health. So many adults, especially those in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, reach for a shake because it feels like the quick and easy solution. You don't have to cook, you just scoop the powder, blend it with water or milk, and boom, instant protein. It sounds convenient, it sounds modern, and for years it has been marketed as the smart way to stay strong. But here's the truth. For your kidneys, these powders can be a hidden trap. Most protein powders are highly concentrated. That means in just one shake, you're giving your body way more protein than it actually needs in a single sitting. Your muscles can only use a certain amount of protein at once, but your kidneys are left with the job of filtering out the excess. Every time you overload, your kidneys are forced to work harder than normal, like a washing machine that never gets a break. Over weeks, months, and years, that extra strain can add up, quietly speeding up kidney wear and tear. But it's not just the sheer amount of protein that's the problem. Protein powders often come loaded with hidden phosphates and artificial additives, things you don't even realize are there. Phosphates especially are dangerous for people with kidney concerns. They're often added to powders to improve taste and texture, but your kidneys have to work overtime to process them. High phosphate levels can throw off the balance of minerals in your blood, weaken your bones, and cause even more stress to already tired kidneys. And artificial flavors, sweeteners, and fillers? Your body doesn't need them, and your kidneys definitely don't appreciate the extra burden. Now, you might be thinking, but I see athletes and fitness people using shakes all the time. Isn't that proof they're safe? Here's the catch. Those are usually young, healthy people with kidneys working at full capacity. For them, the body can handle the extra load. At least for now. But for adults who are older, who may already be dealing with high blood pressure, diabetes, or early signs of kidney decline, the story is very different. What looks like a harmless shake can, over time, become one more factor pushing you toward kidney trouble. Unless your doctor or a qualified renal dietitian specifically recommends it, protein powders and shakes are not your friend. They're not a shortcut. They're not a magic health booster. In fact, they might be quietly undoing all the other healthy choices you're trying to make. Here's what you can do instead. Stick to real food. Whole foods like beans, lentils, eggs, fish, chicken, or even dairy. When eaten in the right amounts, give you protein your body can use without overwhelming your kidneys. Real food comes with natural vitamins, minerals, and fiber that powders just can't replace. And because it's less concentrated, it doesn't slam your kidneys with a sudden flood of protein all at once. Think about it. Your body was designed to eat food, not processed powders. Every time you choose a real meal over a scoop of powder, you're giving your kidneys a little relief, and you're nourishing your body in the way nature intended. So the bottom line is this. If you're serious about protecting your kidneys, skip the powders and shakes. Don't let clever marketing convince you that a scoop of powder is the secret to strength and health. The truth is much simpler. Your kidneys thrive when you choose real, balanced foods over artificial shortcuts. It might take a little more time and effort to cook or prepare, but your kidneys will thank you for it in the years to come. Fast food burgers and fried chicken. Now, let's talk about the last one on our list. And honestly, this might be the hardest one to face. I'm talking about fast food. You know what I mean. Burgers, fried chicken, nuggets, pizza. They're quick, they're cheap, they're everywhere, and they taste amazing when you're hungry and in a rush. But here's the truth that so many people don't want to hear. These foods are some of the most dangerous things you can put in your body if you want to protect your kidneys. It's not just one thing that makes them harmful, it's the deadly combination that turns them into a ticking time bomb for your health. Fast food is what I like to call the triple threat: extremely high sodium, loads of unhealthy fats, and harmful phosphate additives that are hidden inside the seasoning, the sauces, and even the cheese. Let's start with the salt. One fast food meal, say a burger and fries with a soda, can contain more sodium than your kidneys are supposed to handle in an entire day. When you flood your body with that much salt, your kidneys have to work like crazy just to filter it out of your blood. Over time, this constant pressure raises your blood pressure, stresses your heart, and slowly damages the tiny blood vessels in your kidneys. At first, you don't feel anything. No pain, no big warning sign. But inside, that pressure is slowly building up, like water dripping on stone. Until one day, the damage is too great to ignore. And then we have the fats. Most fast food is cooked in cheap oils that are reused again and again, turning them into something called trans fats. These aren't just unhealthy, they're toxic. They clog up your arteries, they increase inflammation all over your body, and they make your kidneys less efficient at doing their job. Think about it like this. Your kidneys are delicate filters, and every time you eat a fried chicken meal, it's like pouring sticky grease into those filters. Eventually, they get clogged, and once that happens, it's very hard to undo. And if that wasn't enough, let's talk about the hidden additives. A lot of fast food is loaded with phosphate additives, which are chemicals used to keep food looking good and tasting salty and cheesy. The problem is that your body absorbs these additives way too easily compared to natural phosphorus from whole foods. High phosphate levels in your blood can cause your bones to weaken, your blood vessels to harden, and your kidneys to struggle under the extra burden. This is something most people don't even realize is happening because it doesn't show up until years later when the damage has already piled up. The scariest part about fast food is how silent the damage is. You don't eat a burger today and wake up tomorrow with kidney failure. It doesn't work like that. The harm builds up, little by little, meal after meal, year after year. It's like hitting your kidneys with a hammer. Not hard enough to break them right away, but enough to bruise them again and again until one day they can't take it anymore. That by then, you're looking at serious problems like chronic kidney disease, dialysis, or even kidney failure. But here's the thing I want you to remember. Every time you say no to fast food, every time you choose something healthier instead, you're giving your kidneys a chance to breathe. You're letting them rest. You're protecting them from that silent damage that could take years off your life. And I know it's not easy. Fast food is designed to be addictive. The smell, the taste, the convenience. It's all made to hook you in. But once you see it for what it really is, once you understand the cost your kidneys are paying for every bite, you can start to make different choices. Start small. Maybe skip the drive-thru just once this week. Try cooking something simple at home, even if it's just grilled chicken and vegetables with a bit of rice. Notice how your body feels after. Lighter, cleaner, steadier. That's your kidneys thanking you. The more you do it, the stronger the habit becomes, and the easier it gets to say no to that quick fix that only leaves long-term harm behind. So yes, fast food might be the hardest one to quit, but it's also the one that gives you the biggest reward when you finally cut it down. Protecting your kidneys means making choices that your future self will thank you for. And I promise, your future self will be so grateful that you decided to put your health first today. Your kidneys may be small, but they carry one of the biggest jobs in your body, filtering waste, balancing fluids, and keeping your blood clean. They work silently every day, never asking for attention, until they're pushed too far. The scary part is kidney damage doesn't happen overnight. It builds slowly. Every time you load them with salt, hidden phosphates, or unhealthy fats, processed meats, fast food, protein powders, they all add stress until one day the damage shows up, and by then it's so much harder to reverse. But here's the good news. You are in control. Every meal is a choice. You can choose fresh beans instead of canned. You can skip the deli meats and cook simple home meals. You can cut fast food even once a week and protect your kidneys more than you realize. No one is asking for perfection, but small steps done consistently make a huge difference. When kidneys fail, life changes to hospital visits, fatigue, and dialysis. But when you care for them now, life is longer, stronger, and freer. So stay away from the 6 protein sources ruining your kidneys and give your body the healthy future it deserves. Subscribe for more simple kidney health tips.